G'day Grievers and welcome to the Shitty Kitty Kitchen. It's lunchtime and I have some halloumi. I feel like having for lunch. I've got to go and do my grocery shopping after lunch. So, well, shortly. Never shop on an empty stomach, right? Or you'll end up buying heaps of stuff you don't need. So this is just to teach you very easy pan-fried halloumi. And you can posh it up a little bit by doing things a little bit differently. So pan-fried halloumi, best way to do it is butter. Just going to crank up the heat. This is a cast iron pot, so it takes a little while to heat up. But you want your pan, whatever you cook your halloumi in, to be a nice high heat. But before we cook the halloumi, I'm going to get some flavors happening with some lemon juice, garlic, and some thyme out of my garden. And I'm also doing mushrooms. I've got a little punnet of mushrooms that I want to use up. But the beauty of halloumi is, I mean, you could use any veggies you've got floating around to do this recipe. You could use capsicum, bell peppers as they're often called. I am taking the stalks off, not the full stalk, but a bit of the stalks off these because they're a bit woody looking. And as much as I like using the stalks of mushrooms, I don't like it when it's like rubber. And if you don't cook the halloumi properly, that'll be rubber too. So it'll just be like rubber and rubber. Not that appetizing. Although this rubber would have some flavour. So I'm going to chuck some butter into the pan because we're going to pan fry the mushrooms and the halloumi together. But this is a simple lunch. It's vegetarian. It's keto friendly if you're into that kind of thing. But before we pan fry the mushrooms, I'm going to mix up some flavors together. Hey, Scout. I was hoping it would be you. Sunny's great. She just had a treat, so she's happy. We had a little lie-in this morning. I went for a walk on the beach really early and came back. I fed her, went for my walk, made a cuppa, and went back to bed with my book, and she came and joined me. It was really lovely. That's how you should spend your days off, right? Chilling with your floof. How are you doing, gorgeous? Yeah, I'm just doing a bit of a test run now with the Shitty Kitty Kitchen. I'm just going to do the cooking on here and hopefully it'll grow organically. I have got some things I really want to go live about. I've got a lot of things I want to go live about, and I've got a less than crazy weekend. Now, this is a shitload of mushrooms, to be honest, for one lunch. This isn't quite as many as I need, so I'm probably going to use, I'll only use half, and I'll just save these, and I'll do this again tomorrow for lunch as well. Put these in my compost bowl. So yeah, I'll take out half of the mushies and use them tomorrow. Tomorrow it'll be more of a brunch. Today it's lunch. And don't forget too, mushrooms do shrink a little bit when you cook them. So, but I've chosen a small pan just because it's one. All's good here. Excellent. Excellent. Do you ever cook halloumi, Scout? Like, it's beautiful when you go to a restaurant or a cafe and they do it, and it's really, you love a bit of brunch. Yeah, me too. I don't like food first thing in the morning. You haven't? Okay, cool. Well, I'm hoping that by showing everyone how to do it, they'll realise it's so easy. I mean, again, these lives are pretty quick, the cooking ones, because I want people to get an idea of how quickly you can do it in real time. You will now. But it's a really yummy cheese, but if you don't cook it the right way, it can get really rubbery. And that doesn't say I don't, from time to time, not cook it correctly, but you never know. But the trick is the hotter the pan, the better. Because you sort of want it to get really crunchy on the outside and then a bit gluggy on the inside. It's not as great as Saganaki, though. That's my favourite pan-fried cheese. But because I'm about to go and do grocery shopping, I don't have fresh garlic cloves, so I am going to just put a bit out of my tube into the butter. I also don't have any lemons left, so I'm using my emergency lemon juice bottle. I've always got emergency lemon and lime juice, but I'm going to just squirt a bit of that in the pan. I'm not giving any measurements because this is kind of a made up on the top of my head just how I do it. And then I picked some beautiful fresh thyme just before out of the garden and gave that a quick rinse. And I'm not even peeling the leaves off. I'm just going to put the stalks in as they are and just give them a bit of a cook just to let those flavors all sort of seep together. So it was butter, garlic, lemon juice, and some thyme. But again, because halloumi has got that salty, cheesy flavor, but you can really put whatever you want with it to create your own dish. And yeah, if you've got some leftover veggies that you want to use, yeah, a dash of this and a pinch of that, exactly. Best way to cook. So I'm just letting those flavors kind of meld together a little bit. You don't need to be fussy. It doesn't take a particularly long amount of time or anything like that. It's just a minute or two just to let the flavors all kind of develop together. Now you could, if you just wanted to do halloumi as like a little side dish, or you wanted to do pan-fried halloumi on a cheese platter at the end of a meal for something a bit different, you'd whack the halloumi straight into this. But I'm actually going to put the mushrooms in first and let them get all flavoursome. And now the halloumi is usually in a sealed packet with a bit of a liquid in there as well. So when you open it, I usually open it over the sink, but just when you open it, be mindful that there is liquid in the packet. Now I'm going to fully slice this up, and again, I'm going to have this again tomorrow for brunch, but just basically drain the cheese out of the packet. And if you can be bothered, just dab it down with a bit of paper towel. Hi, Mandy Hall. So far you have most of the ingredients. Nice. How are you, Mandy? Probably not the halloumi though, right? Now there's lots of ways you can cut halloumi and stuff, but I've found this one's actually already split, which is ideal. Depending on how thick you wanted it, you could cut through this again. So I'm actually going to do that just to show sort of that kind of thickness is really ideal. You want it to be crunchy on the outside and soggy in the middle. The mushrooms aren't sliced. I've just chopped them into like quarters. The smaller ones, I just halved them, and the bigger ones just quartered them. Like so. That's hot. Ow. I got it on my hand. But they're just going to get all yummy and gorgeous, all kind of cooked up in there. And then with the halloumi, depending on how hungry you are, but you just sort of, after you've sliced it in half or even in thirds, I just slice it into little rectangles. But every block of halloumi is different. How many ways you want to cut it. It really depends on the thickness and how many people you're feeding. I mean, you can do it paper thin, chunky, whatever you like. These are nearly where I want them. But you do want the pan to be nice and hot for the halloumi. And I'm just going to put the mushrooms up to one side and do a test piece of halloumi just to see how hot the pan is. You're up at 3:13 a.m. Oh my God, some drunk driver just crashed into a telegraph pole. Oh my God, that's scary, Mandy Hall. I hope they caught him too. What a jerk. Now you want the butter over on the halloumi side. And I've pushed my pot a little bit, my pan a bit off the elements so that the mushrooms are just kind of going to quietly simmer over there. But where the halloumi is, so it's not quite hot enough yet. You want it to be like super crispy and super golden. But that being said, I'm going to chuck it in. It already, like, the house smells incredible. But yeah, I hope they catch him too. I can't, oh my God, I swear to God, if anyone in my family was hit by a drunk driver and either, touch wood, but if something awful happened, I would spend the rest of my life tracking that fucker down to make their lives miserable. Because it's not like there's a lack of education about how dangerous it is, and it's illegal, and there's laws in place for a reason, and there's plenty of media about how bad it is. You can hear the sizzle. Oh, good. Oh, you love halloumi. Yay. I'm going to put this random little piece in too. But really the trick with halloumi is you want your pan to be really hot. That first piece, it wasn't quite hot enough, but now I've cranked it up a bit. And you can't, like, even if you burn the crap out of halloumi, it's still amazing. So it's just like, when you make a toasted sandwich and bits of cheese end up on the toasty machine and get all, hey, Anastasia, and they get all caramelized and crunchy. That's, feel confident that you can let your halloumi go as long as you want to get that really yummy, crunchy. But hopefully you're able to see that piece in the middle is a little bit golden because the pan was a lot hotter. These handles get really hot too. I keep wanting to show things, and I should actually just grab the pot handle, the pot holder thingamajig. What is it, the handle? This thing. It goes on here. The handle cover thing, majig. But you did your good citizen thing, but holy shit, at 3:30 or 3 in the morning, wow. And that last piece, it's not very hot there, so. Yes, cheese and shrooms. It's making you hungry? Very easy lunch. This is my lunch. I thought I was about to make it, and I just went, do you know what I need? I need to have a camera permanently set up in my kitchen, though. I have worked that out. Oh, yeah, these are brilliant, and these are made by Le Creuset. Will that zoom in? Probably not. But it is a little Le Creuset. There you go. Because they know that their handles get really hot. Very clever. And it means I can do this and show you without burning the crap out of my hand like I did just before. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'll move that little groover in the middle. I've made a bit of a mess, but look, it's my lunch. I don't care. And for plating it up, just whack the halloumi on the bottom. There's still a few pieces that are cooking. Going to put some mushies on top. I will obviously be piling my plate up and eating this shortly. Cracked pepper. Don't add salt because halloumi's salty. And I'm an absolute salt pig, as you guys know. So when I say don't add salt, don't add salt. Well, let's get these last few pieces. I was going to do a taste test, but bugger it, it's nearly all cooked now, so let's just... But how easy that... I've actually burnt a mushroom, but yum. I'm happy with burnt mushrooms too. How simple is that? It's really quick. Like, honestly, this live isn't even 15 minutes, and if I wasn't live, you probably could have it on your plate in 10 minutes. That's how easy and quick it is. You can put more, I know it's a bit messy plating because I literally just chucked it all on, but you could put more fresh herbs and so on if you wanted to. You can drizzle some more lemon juice. Yeah, it can. It will go rubbery again, though, when it goes cold, the halloumi. So what you need to do is reheat it. And I've discovered air fryers are amazing for reheating things that were crunchy. So if you've got an air fryer, I'd whack it in that. But, I mean, you can probably reheat it in a microwave. I don't use a microwave. I've always felt microwaves make everything soggy. Or you could heat up a little frying pan again and just you don't need to blast the crap out of it. Oh, it's perfect. Yum. Really bad plating. Sorry about that. But you start to get the juice from the mushrooms. The halloumi, this particular halloumi is really tasty. I'm trying to find a big where I can show you. So, yeah, you basically want it crunchy on the outside and then creamy nom nom on the inside. And a little bit of mushroom and thyme. Looks like chicken. It doesn't taste like chicken, but it does taste amazing when it's cooked, so when it's hot. So I'm actually going to end the live because it's a bit rude for me to be standing here eating. But yeah, super simple. It's a vegetarian lunch. It can also be eaten by people doing keto, if you're into that sort of stuff. You can also serve halloumi with like a nice sourdough baguette, slice that up, whack it on. It's a yummy alternative for like an appetizer at a dinner party, or if you want to do something a bit different for a cheese plate at the end, you can pan fry up some halloumi, some lemon wedges, and some crackers. It's absolutely delicious, groovers. And yeah, there's no measurements or anything like that in the recipe because that's just me cooking off the top of my head. But yeah, check it out. Have a crack. It's a really yummy lunch. If you've got a friend popping over for lunch, this with a little cheeky glass of wine, they'll love you forever, I promise you. Looks like Anastasia's already besotted with the halloumi. But yeah, that's as simple as it is. Don't be scared of it. Give it a crack. It's a 10 out of 10, which I feel silly saying that because this is off the top of my head. But let me know if you try it in the comments. Thanks for hanging out with me, groovers. And I'll see you all again very soon. Holy shit, live in 18 minutes and it's done. I'm actually proud of that. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for dropping in. Bon appetit.